Have you ever felt the sting of being ignored by someone you cared about deeply? That gut-wrenching feeling when your messages go unanswered, your presence goes unnoticed, and you're left wondering what you did wrong? It's as if you've disappeared from their world, and they don't even care. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. You have the power to flip the script. What if the tables could turn? What if they started missing you, obsessing over you, and regretting the day they decided to ignore you? In this video, we're going to unlock the psychological tactics that will not only make them regret ignoring you, but also help you reclaim your confidence and power. These aren't cheap tricks or desperate moves. They're strategies rooted in self-respect, growth, and an undeniable shift in your mindset. By the end of this, you'll not only understand how to make them notice you again, but also how to make yourself so irresistible they'll regret ever taking you for granted. Are you ready to take control? Let's dive in. I get it. Being ignored hurts more than words can explain. It's not just about the silence, it's the rejection hidden within it. You start questioning everything. Was I not good enough? Did I do something wrong? Why can't they see my worth? It's exhausting and the pain digs deep. You replay moments in your mind, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. You're not alone in feeling this way. Every person who's ever cared deeply about someone has felt the sting of being overlooked. It's a universal pain, a silent struggle that leaves you feeling small, powerless, and invisible. But here's the thing, the problem isn't you. It's easy to internalize their indifference as your failure, but what if their actions, or lack thereof, say more about them than they do about you? What if the real issue is that they don't realize your value because you've been giving them too much of yourself? Take a moment to breathe and let this sink in. Your worth isn't defined by their attention. You deserve to be seen, valued, and appreciated for who you are, not for how much you chase after someone else. This video isn't just about making them regret ignoring you. It's about helping you regain control of your life and your emotions. You're not here to beg for their attention. You're here to rebuild yourself so powerfully that they'll wish they had never let you go. Let's start that journey together. So, how do you turn the tables? How do you go from being ignored to becoming someone they can't stop thinking about? The answer lies in a simple but powerful strategy. Stop chasing them and start focusing on yourself. This isn't about playing games or stooping to their level. It's about reclaiming your power and becoming the best version of yourself. When you stop giving them free access to your energy and attention, something shifts. People are drawn to mystery, confidence, and growth. They start to wonder, what's changed? Why aren't you running after them anymore? In this video, we'll break this process into 3 actionable steps. Stop chasing them. Learn how to detach emotionally and create the space that forces them to notice your absence. Focus on yourself. Discover how personal growth, self-improvement, and building your confidence can make you irresistibly magnetic. Use silence and absence. Master the art of silence and detachment to trigger curiosity and regret in their minds. By the end, you'll have the tools to not only make them regret ignoring you, but also to elevate yourself to a place where their validation no longer defines your worth. Let's dive into step 1. The first and most crucial step to turning the tables is simple. Stop chasing them. This might feel counterintuitive, especially when all you want is their attention, but chasing only pushes them further away. When you run after someone, you're giving them all the power. They know they have control over your emotions, and that creates a dynamic where they feel no urgency to value you. Think about it. When something is always available, it's easy to take it for granted. But when it's gone, that's when you start to notice its absence. The same principle applies here. By constantly reaching out, checking in, or trying to fix things, you're not giving them the opportunity to realize what life feels like without you in it. Stop texting them first. Stop reacting to their social media posts. Stop making excuses to see them or to stay connected. It's not about playing games. It's about reclaiming your self-worth and setting boundaries. Let me tell you a quick story. Sarah was head over heels for someone who barely acknowledged her. She'd text him good morning, send funny memes, and always be the first to like his posts, but he never reciprocated. One day, she decided to stop. She stopped texting, stopped watching his stories, and stopped chasing his validation. At first, he didn't notice, but over time he started to wonder, why wasn't Sarah around anymore? Eventually he reached out, curious and even a little regretful. What changed? Sarah created space that made him realize what he was missing. And in that space, Sarah started focusing on herself, which made her more confident and attractive. She changed her relationships with others, so they trusted her more. And after speaking with Sarah, she realized when you stop chasing, you're sending a powerful message. I value myself too much to beg for your attention. This shift forces the other person to reassess their perception of you. It plants a seed of curiosity and eventually regret. Here are practical tips to stop chasing. Set boundaries. If they reach out, respond calmly but don't overextend yourself. Keep interactions neutral. Limit social media interaction. Don't check their stories or like their posts. It sends a subtle signal that you've moved on. Focus on your energy. Redirect the time and emotional effort you spent on them into something productive, like a hobby, fitness, or self-care. By creating this distance, you're allowing them to feel the weight of your absence. More importantly, you're giving yourself the opportunity to regain clarity and self-respect. Remember, you're not chasing because you're giving up. You're chasing because you're rising up. This isn't about making them jealous or bitter. It's about rebalancing the dynamic and giving them a chance to miss you. And when they do, you'll be in a much stronger position, confident and in control. Now, let's move on to step 2. Focusing on yourself. Now that you've stopped chasing them, it's time to redirect all that energy toward the most important person in your life. You. This step is the foundation of transformation, not just to make them regret ignoring you, but to help you build a life so fulfilling and vibrant that you won't need their validation. Why is focusing on yourself so important? Because confidence and self-worth are magnetic. When you prioritize your personal growth, you send a clear message to the world. I am valuable, with or without you. People are naturally drawn to those who exude self-assurance and live with purpose. Here are actionable tips to start focusing on yourself. Improve your physical appearance. When you look good, you feel good. This doesn't mean you need to conform to unrealistic standards, but rather that you take care of yourself. Update your wardrobe, start a workout routine, eat healthier, and focus on grooming. Even small changes, like a fresh haircut or glowing skin, can make a huge difference in how you carry yourself and how others perceive you. Pursue your passions. What makes you come alive? Maybe it's painting, writing, dancing, or learning a new skill. Dive headfirst into your passions. When you're genuinely engaged in activities that fulfill you, you radiate positive energy that's hard to ignore. Bonus: these activities can introduce you to new people who share your interests, expanding your social circle and boosting your confidence. Social skills are a tool for learning new skills. Surround yourself with positive energy. Evaluate your current relationships. Are you surrounded by people who uplift and inspire you? If not, it's time to seek out those who do. Join communities, attend events, or reconnect with friends who genuinely care about you. Positive connections help you grow and create a support system that reminds you of your worth. Set personal goals and achieve them. There's nothing more empowering than accomplishing your own goals. Start small, whether it's completing a fitness challenge, saving for a trip, or learning a new language. Each achievement boosts your confidence and shifts your focus away from seeking external validation. When you prioritize yourself, you not only grow as a person, but also become more attractive to others. Confidence, self-assuredness, and independence are qualities people can't resist. The person who once ignored you will start to notice the glow-up, the confidence, and the energy that comes with self-love. Remember this: you don't need anyone else to complete you. True happiness comes from within, and when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. This step isn't about proving a point to them. It's about proving something to yourself. The person they ignored is evolving, thriving, and unstoppable. And when they do come back, you'll be in a position to decide if they even deserve a place in your new, elevated life. Next, let's talk about the power of silence and absence, and how it can create the impact you've been waiting for. Once you've stopped chasing and started focusing on yourself, it's time to wield one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal: silence and absence. This is not about ignoring or punishing someone. It's about creating space and letting your absence speak volumes. Silence is powerful because it creates a void. When you stop reaching out, checking in, or trying to engage with them, they're forced to confront the emptiness left behind. It's human nature to notice what's missing more than what's always there. Your silence will make them question their assumptions and start to wonder about you. Psychologically, silence and absence trigger curiosity and even regret. They'll wonder why you're no longer reaching out. Have you moved on? Are you happier without them? These questions will gnaw at them, creating a shift in how they view you. Stop all non-essential communication. Avoid unnecessary texting, liking their posts, or trying to keep the connection alive. This doesn't mean ghosting. It means being deliberate about where you invest your energy. Keep your distance in social settings. If you see them in person, remain polite but neutral. Let them feel the change in your demeanor. Maintain consistency. Silence isn't effective if you break it too soon. Give it time to work. The longer you maintain your distance, the more noticeable your absence becomes. Imagine a favorite song you've played on repeat for weeks. Eventually you stop noticing the magic of the melody because it's always there. But what happens when you stop playing it for a month? When you hear it again, it feels fresh, exciting, and irreplaceable. Your absence works the same way. By stepping back, you allow them to appreciate your presence in a way they couldn't before. Silence is not about bitterness or manipulation. It's about giving them the opportunity to miss you while you continue to thrive. It shifts the dynamic, giving you the upper hand without you needing to lift a finger. Next, we'll talk about how to stay motivated and trust this process, even when it feels challenging. By now, you've taken bold steps, stopped chasing and prioritized yourself, and embraced the power of silence. But let's be honest, this process can feel lonely and uncertain at times. You might question whether it's working or if you're doing the right thing. Trust me, you are. The results may not be immediate, but they are inevitable if you stick to the steps. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Seeds don't sprout the moment they're planted. They need time, nurturing, and the right conditions to flourish. You're creating those conditions for yourself right now. Every moment you invest in yourself and resist the urge to chase is a step toward reclaiming your power. Think about Steve Jobs, who was famously fired from the company he co-founded. For many, this would have been a devastating blow, but instead of dwelling on rejection, he focused on growth. He poured his energy into building new ventures like Pixar and improving himself. Eventually, Apple came back to him, realizing his value. By that time, he had evolved so much that he was able to revolutionize the tech industry all over again. Remember, this journey is not about proving your worth to someone else. It's about realizing your own worth. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll find that not only do they notice, but so does everyone else. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You hold the power to define your value, not them. Stay committed to this process. The person who once ignored you won't recognize the confident, unstoppable version of you that emerges. And by then, the choice to let them back into your life will be entirely yours. By now, you've learned the importance of focusing on yourself, using silence and absence to your advantage, and trusting the process of transformation. But now, it's time to take action. It's time to reflect on what you've just heard and decide how you're going to implement these steps in your life. Ask yourself this: what is one thing I can do today to start reclaiming my power? Whether it's prioritizing your self-care, setting a personal goal, or creating more distance from the person who's ignored you, now is the moment to take the first step. It doesn't have to be huge, it just has to be intentional. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know which step you're most excited to implement. Is there a personal experience you've had that you'd like to share? Let's start a conversation about growth and empowerment, because this journey is not one you have to take alone. We're a community of people who want to see each other succeed, and your story could inspire someone else who's feeling stuck right now. If this video resonated with you and you found value in the steps we've covered today, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers you to live your best life. We're here to help you grow, heal, and thrive. And when you engage with the channel, you help spread that message to others who need it. Remember this: you are worthy, you are capable, and most importantly, you are in control of your story. This is just the beginning of an incredible transformation. Keep moving forward, and soon you'll look back and see just how far you've come. Stay strong, stay focused, and trust the process, because your best days are ahead.